What if I told you that breaking records isn't the most impressive thing Jin is doing anymore? Because he's now breaking his own records every single week. Just when fans thought reaching 123 consecutive weeks at number 1 was an untouchable achievement, Jin has done it again. One more week, one more victory, one more milestone that many believed would be impossible to extend. And somehow, what once felt like history is now becoming routine. But here's the truly unbelievable part. The number itself is no longer the biggest story. The real story is that Jin continues to achieve these milestones in one of the most competitive eras K-pop has ever seen. Every week, countless artists release new music. New fandoms rally behind their favorites. Rankings rise and fall overnight. Yet when the results are announced, one name continues to remain exactly where it has been for more than 2 years. Jin, the BTS superstar, has officially secured first place on the MY1PICK K-pop individual weekly ranking for an astonishing 124 consecutive weeks. Take a moment to truly imagine what that means. That's not 124 weeks of being popular. That's not 124 weeks of occasionally winning. That's not 124 weeks of staying somewhere inside the top 10. It's 124 straight weeks of standing at number 1, week after week, month after month, season after season, year after year. In today's entertainment industry, consistency may be the hardest achievement of all. One successful comeback can make headlines. One hit song can dominate social media. One viral performance can capture the world's attention. But remaining at the very top for more than 2 consecutive years? That requires something completely different. It requires trust. It requires loyalty. It requires millions of people choosing the same artist again. And again. And again. For the second week of July, covering July 5th through July 12th, Jin once again proved why he deserves that position by collecting an incredible 13,258 hearts on MY1PICK. More than 8 million. Pause for just a second and think about that number. 8 million individual expressions of support. 8 million moments where someone opened an app, searched for Jin, and decided to give him their vote. Those aren't just statistics. They're emotions. They're dedication. They're people from different countries, speaking different languages, living completely different lives, all united by one simple decision to support Kim Seokjin. That's what makes this achievement so extraordinary. Unlike streaming numbers that can be boosted by playlists or casual listeners, fan voting requires intention. People have to show up. They have to participate. They have to care. And after 124 consecutive weeks, they still do. If anything, their support seems stronger than ever. But here's where the story becomes even more fascinating. This incredible weekly streak is only one piece of a much larger picture. Because Jin didn't just dominate the weekly rankings, he also finished first in the June monthly ranking, extending another unbelievable record to 30 consecutive months at number 1. 30 months. 2.5 years. Think about how much has changed during that time. Entire music trends have come and gone. Dozens of rookie groups have debuted. Countless albums have been released. Social media trends have exploded and disappeared. Yet through all of those changes, one thing remained exactly the same. Fans continued placing Jin at the very top. That kind of consistency cannot be manufactured. It can't be bought. It can't be created overnight. It can only be earned. And Jin has clearly earned it. But somehow, the achievements still don't stop there. Back in May, Jin also ranked first in the MY1PICK chart's K-pop solo category for the 26th consecutive time. At the same time, he also claimed first place in the 2026 first season chart for solo artists. When you step back and look at everything together, the weekly rankings, the monthly rankings, the seasonal rankings, it almost feels like every road somehow leads to the same destination. Number 1. It's becoming increasingly difficult to count how many records Jin continues to collect. Every month seems to introduce another achievement. Every week seems to bring another headline. And every accomplishment somehow raises expectations even higher. What's perhaps most impressive is that Jin doesn't appear to be chasing records. Instead, he continues focusing on what he has always loved most: making music, connecting with fans, sharing meaningful performances. The records simply follow naturally. So what exactly is fueling this incredible momentum? a huge part of it comes from the overwhelming success of his second mini-album, Echo. Rather than simply releasing another collection of songs, Jin delivered an album filled with emotion, vulnerability, and warmth. Listeners around the world connected with its honest storytelling. And at the center of that album stands the title track, Don't Say You Love Me. From the moment it was released, the song captured listeners with its emotional lyrics and cinematic atmosphere. Instead of relying on flashy production alone, Jin allowed his voice to carry the story. His vocals move effortlessly between strength and vulnerability, creating a performance that feels deeply personal. It's the kind of song that many listeners don't simply hear, they feel it. Fans often describe Jin's voice as comforting, a voice that feels like home, a voice capable of expressing heartbreak without ever raising its volume, a voice that somehow becomes even more beautiful the quieter it gets. Perhaps that's why so many people connected with Don't Say You Love Me, because beneath the melody lies genuine emotion, and audiences everywhere recognize that sincerity. That emotional impact soon translated into one prestigious achievement after another. One of the biggest highlights came at the Music Awards Japan, where Jin received the Best of Listener's Choice Overseas Song Award for Don't Say You Love Me. This wasn't simply another trophy. It represented something much deeper. Awards chosen by listeners reflect real affection, real appreciation, real emotional connection. They cannot exist without people repeatedly choosing an artist because the music genuinely touched them. Once again, listeners chose Jin. And perhaps that's the pattern we've been witnessing all year. Whether it's music awards, fan voting, album sales, or concert attendance, people continue choosing Jin, not because they're told to, but because they genuinely want to. Meanwhile, Jin's incredible solo journey continues alongside another historic chapter with BTS. The group is currently traveling across the world for the BTS World Tour Arirang, bringing unforgettable performances to thousands upon thousands of fans. The latest stop, Paris. For fans lucky enough to attend, it wasn't simply another concert. It was an unforgettable experience. The lights, the music, the synchronized fan chants, the emotional moments between songs, the laughter shared among the members, the overwhelming cheers filling the stadium. Every performance reminds audiences why BTS remains one of the most beloved groups in the world. Years into their career, they continue performing with the same passion that first introduced them to millions of fans. And Jin remains one of the emotional pillars of every show. His interactions with the audience, his genuine smiles, his playful personality, and his breathtaking live vocals continue creating unforgettable memories for everyone in attendance. But perhaps the biggest global moment is still just ahead. On July 19th, BTS is scheduled to perform during the halftime show of the 2026 FIFA World Cup Final at New York, New Jersey Stadium in the United States. Take a second to imagine what that really means. The FIFA World Cup Final isn't simply another sporting event. It is one of the largest global broadcasts on Earth. Hundreds of millions of people, families gathering together, fans watching from every continent. People who may have never attended a BTS concert or even listened to K-pop before will suddenly witness one of the world's biggest music groups performing on one of the world's biggest stages. Moments like these don't happen often. They're career-defining, historic, and symbolic. It shows just how far BTS has come, from dreaming of performing on international stages to becoming the artists invited to perform at the world's biggest events. And for Jin, the timing couldn't be more perfect. While continuing to dominate fan rankings, while receiving international music awards, while promoting successful solo music, he is also preparing to stand before one of the largest audiences any musician could ever imagine. Few artists experience a year like this. Even fewer manage to balance solo success and group success at such an extraordinary level. Yet Jin continues doing exactly that. Perhaps the most beautiful part of this entire story isn't the number. 124. Numbers eventually change. Records are eventually broken. Statistics are eventually replaced. But what truly lasts is what those numbers represent. They represent trust built over years. They represent kindness, remembered by fans. They represent music that comforted people during difficult moments. They represent smiles that brightened someone's day. They represent a relationship between an artist and millions of supporters that continues growing stronger with every passing year. For 124 consecutive weeks, fans have continued showing up. Not because they were required to, not because someone asked them to, but because supporting Jin has become something meaningful to them. Every heart, every vote, every stream, every album purchased, every concert ticket, every message, every cheer inside a stadium. Together, they tell one incredible story. The story of an artist who never stopped appreciating his fans, and fans who never stopped believing in him. The music industry moves faster than ever. Today's headlines disappear tomorrow. New artists debut almost every week. Charts constantly change. Competition becomes more intense every single year. Yet, despite all of that, Jin continues writing a story that feels increasingly timeless. Not through controversy, not through shortcuts, not through chasing trends, but through consistency, humility, hard work, authenticity, and music that continues touching people's hearts. So now the question isn't whether Jin can reach another milestone. At this point, almost everyone expects him to. The real question is, where does this incredible journey end? Will 124 become 125, 130, 140, 150? Or are we witnessing the beginning of a record so extraordinary that future generations of fans will look back and wonder how it was ever possible? Only time will tell. But if the past 124 weeks have taught us anything, it's this. Every time people believe Jin has finally reached his limit, he quietly smiles, thanks his fans, and somehow climbs even higher. And honestly, that may be the most remarkable achievement of all. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest updates about BTS and Jin. And now, we'd love to hear from you. Which achievement impresses you the most? Jin's unbelievable 124-week reign at number 1, the global success of Don't Say You Love Me, his award-winning achievements, or the upcoming BTS performance at the 2026 FIFA World Cup Final? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.